big political story at this hour. An unrelenting Captain Amarinder Singh has declared that he would fight Navjot Sidhu's elevation to the Punjab Chief Ministership tooth and nail and is ready to make any sacrifice to save the country from such a dangerous man, to quote him. Even as he reiterated his intention to counter any move to make Sidhu the state CM face, Captain Amarinder Singh has said he will pit a strong candidate against Sidhu in the upcoming assembly polls in Punjab in 2022. He said, and I quote, Sidhu is dangerous for the state. He's also given several interviews saying the same thing about Navjot Sidhu. Let's go to Mohammad Ghazali joining us for the very latest on this. Ghazali, so far the new face of Punjab CM came in. There seemed to be finally an undivided house in the Congress party, but only now a new problem. Captain Amarinder Singh saying that he will fight not the party but Sidhu.
Yeah, certainly that has been his objection since Sidhu's elevation of being Congress president was under consideration by the party high command. He opposed it back then, and today he has issued a statement. He has recounted the series of incidents or events or the conversation between him and the high command. He says that he himself had offered to resign from the government or as the chief minister, but he was asked to continue. And then he also says that why he feels humiliated because the party high command perhaps asked him that a CLP meeting is going to be conducted, and he says that I was not even asked about it. Now, as far as Navjot Sidhu is concerned, he reiterates that Sidhu is dangerous for Punjab. Sidhu is meddling in the affairs of the new CM Charanjit Singh Channi, and he also goes on to say that I'll field the strongest candidate to ensure that Sidhu never wins. So somewhere, if Captain Amarinder Singh is in Congress party or he feels that he is in the party, then how come he will pose a candidate or field a candidate against Navjot Sidhu, who is the state Congress president? So very clearly indicating that Amarinder Singh is not taking anything lying down right now, and he certainly has a plan. We saw on social media, on Twitter, that one of his officers on special duty, his OSD, when Amarinder Singh was CM, has posted also a photo or a picture which says that he will come with a bang in 2022. So clearly hinting that he has his ambitions. He clearly says that he is ready for a fight. He is 80 years of age, but still he has in him to fight against Navjot Sidhu.
Right. Ghazali, another very important comment coming in from Captain is that he says he is hurt by the Gandhi siblings. For the first time, the issue so far that we've been talking about, but no confirmations came in, that Sonia Gandhi perhaps was in favor of Captain Amarinder Singh. It was Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi who wanted to elevate Sidhu to that position. So there was much of a tussle even in the Gandhi household when it came on this matter. But for the first time, we hear the captain criticizing the Gandhi siblings.
Yeah, certainly, because this also has got a background, because back in 2017, ahead of the assembly polls, perhaps Rahul Gandhi was asked not to come to Punjab to campaign for Congress. And that shows that the acrimony is not new, or the disagreement between the younger Gandhis and Captain Amarinder Singh is not new. And he has always been very vocal about it, saying that he had good relations or he has good rapport with the Congress working president, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, but not so with Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi. And everybody, it is well known within the Congress circle also that Navjot Sidhu certainly has backing of Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. And that is why Captain Amarinder Singh clearly says today that if Sidhu has been elevated or if he was meant to resign, it was the decision of Rahul Gandhi, and he is hurt about it because he treats them as his children.
Right. Ghazali, very quickly, last question. How do you think the current Congress leadership is going to see this challenge by Captain Amarinder Singh? Because ultimately, if Sidhu is the party face, this is going to ultimately hurt the party.
See, if you would have seen the entire statement now, Amarinder Singh has thrown the ball in state government's court, or you can say Sidhu and Channi's court. He says that I was being accused of going soft on Badals. I was being accused of soft on not taking action on all the pre-poll promises. Now, he says that it is up to Channi now to throw Badals in jail or behind the bars. So, double pressure on this new government, because you already have too many ambitious people around. You have Navjot Sidhu, you have Charanjit Singh Channi, who is also trying to show that he is not a rubber stamp CM, and he will also try not to allow Navjot Sidhu to eclipse him in the coming days. But he also has very few days in office ahead of the next polls, and he has to ensure that whatever reasons were there to throw or to remove Amarinder Singh has to be fulfilled, or all those pre-poll promises are worked upon,
Right.
and the major being sacrilege and drug issue. So, tough task ahead for Mr. Channi. He has to keep the flock together and deliver on pre-poll promises. Very big challenge for him.
Big challenge indeed. Thanks, Ghazali, for joining us at the very latest. So if it comes to Punjab, at this point, it is going to be Captain versus Sidhu in a whole new avatar and a whole new level altogether.